Good morning, Ildiko. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
No, absolutely. This is a memoir. Can you tell me why you decided to write the story of your life?
You know, when I came to America, I didn't speak a word of English, and I had an amazing mentor, an English teacher. And when I started speaking baby English, he would ask me story, how you got here. And I would start telling him how I got here. He goes, someday you're going to write a book.
And where were you living prior? I know it was Europe, but tell us exactly what country.
I'm from Hungary, and survived, the war and the revolution, and was very fortunate that after an unsuccessful escape, my dad left alone, and I was able to join him in 1963 as a 17-year-old, and the rest is history. It's a miracle.
Your father's family was decimated by the Holocaust, and that is one of the reasons you ended up in a Jewish orphanage.
Correct.
Tell me a little more about that.
Well, that was a very well-known concert cellist before the war, but the Jews were taken and his family died and he lost his arm in the war. And when he came back, he was alone and had a very unhappy marriage, and everybody was trying to survive. There were very turbulent times in Europe, and he was working long hours. My mother was sort of not in my life at the time, and there was a Jewish orphanage who actually took me in, even though technically I wasn't an orphan, and it was difficult to fit in, but I got a good education and I had a place to sleep.
Which is what mattered to you, and
yes,
it also led you to who you are here today. You said in 1963 is when you came to the U.S., and what have you learned about the country since you've lived here?
Oh my God, I wish I could tell everybody what this country really meant to me. I mean, my dad, when I came here first, he said, now you are so brainwashed, don't talk, just listen. Just watch the people. And they welcomed me with such open arms. And at first I was a 17-year-old, hard to adjust. But I had my English teacher, my mentor. One day I was very frustrated learning the language, getting used to things in America, trying to understand this country and the freedom that I never had before. And he looked at me one day, and I was crying and kind of homesick and mixed up and being just a young teenager, And he said, Ildiko, he says, why don't you just learn to love America, and America will love you back.
And you say the key message here is move on from your past. Don't let your past determine your future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what I was hoping when I wrote this book. Really, what was in my gut is, don't make excuses for your past. Go against the tide and just fight.
Very inspiring. The book's available on Amazon?
It's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and it's available now in softcover and hardcover as well.
We love that. The book again is Love's Orphan, My Journey of Hope and Faith, written by our guest, Ildiko Scott. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back.
It's the all